Yeah, okay. So, what is up, guys? I am Guitar Freak Studios, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to do part 2 of the Custom Rocksmith DLC. So, let's first think of a song we need to do. So, I want to do a basic song, nothing too ridiculous, because I don't want it to take God knows how long. So, I'm going to go through my playlist real quick and think of something. So, we're going to go to Classic Rocks. That's usually a pretty good place to start. So, I'm gonna come down. Aerosmith's always good. Doors are good, but they're mostly piano. Stones have done a lot. I like the Who. The Who's got some great songs. Even ones that you've like never heard of are actually pretty good. So we're gonna do a song called "Boris the Spider." Now, I don't know if you've ever heard the song. If you're not a Who fan, you probably haven't. Hell, if you're not even a fanatic Who fan, you probably haven't. I looked this up because I was looking up some John and Twistle bass lines, and it said this was actually a really good one. So I was like, okay. And it was short, sweet, to the point. I liked it. So I was like, okay. So we're going to do Boris the Spider. So, yeah. So I'm going to exit out of this real quick. We're going to go to Chrome. By the way, I have a TV on in the background because it's very, like, awkward at nighttime doing this stuff. Because it's just creepy, echoey, scary, fucking whatever. So I have a TV on, kind of in the background, making it less awkward for me. So if you hear random shit in the background, it's just 30 Rock playing. So enjoy it. But we're gonna go to Ultimate Guitar, and we're gonna look up Guitar Pro tab. Now, what you need is a Guitar Pro file. You don't need a Power Tab file. So how do I explain this? Remember how I told you to download Tux Guitar? Hopefully you did. You didn't have to, but I really recommend it. And the Power Tab is .ptb. Now, what you can do in Tux Guitar is if you have to download the Power Tab, you can convert it over to Guitar Profile by just clicking Save As and typing, whatever it is, .gp345 or whatever at the end. Because Editor on Fire can only read Guitar Profile. So we're going to just get the Guitar Pro because it's available. But if only the Power Tab's available, just get that and convert it over, no big deal. So we're going to download it, and it's going to come down here, and it's just going to pop it open. Also want to remember the contributor's name, because we're going to give him credit later, and the vocals, like right before the lyrics come in the song, it's going to have his name up there, because again, this is not our work, this is somebody else's work, so we're going to credit them. I mean, you don't have to, but I think it's polite to do because you didn't actually make it. So think about it like that. So we got this, and we're gonna listen to it. Sounds about right. Some basic, chord progression. So I'm gonna say that's good, and we're gonna exit out of it. Now we need to go find it. So we're gonna get the MP3 version of it. Now this is the kind of shady part, frowned upon part, illegal part, whatever you prefer. Personally, I don't give a shit. So, this is what I do. You can go out and buy the song if it makes you feel better. I don't care. But clearly, you're gonna have to have a song to do this. So, this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna see if it works. Make sure.
Crawling up my wall.
I like it. So it's gonna save. Boom. Done. Now we're gonna come up here. We're gonna go to our downloads where we downloaded it. Click both of them. Click Control X. Come over to Documents. Now you're gonna have a Rocksmith custom folder developed. I just put in my documents, and this is where you're gonna put everything. They're gonna put your Editor on Fire folder here, and you're gonna have the Rocksmith Custom Toolkit GUI and Paint.net. These are dynamic programs. You can basically take all the files in a folder, transfer them, put them on Drive, Dropbox, whatever, transfer them to a computer, move them around different folders, because as long as all the files are with them, it'll open. It doesn't need to be installed on the computer. So I put O1 Editor on Fire because I thought if it had O1 at the beginning, I could find it easily, and it's at the very top. I don't have to worry about it because I need it to open it all the time. And the GUI and Paint.net, I want in here, but I don't want them buried in here, but they're not important, so I put them near the bottom. So I put zpage GUI, zpagepaint.net. And down here are different shortcuts for them. So we open up Editor on Fire. But wait, I forgot. We got to create a new folder inside the Rocksmith custom, bear with me. And we're going to call it Boris the Spider. And we're going to paste those 2 files in there. So we're going to come down. We're going to open up Editor on Fire. Now, a couple things. One, when you open up Editor on Fire for the first time, it's not going to look exactly like this. What you're going to do is you're going to go to File and you're going to go to Display and click Display. And you have 3 settings: 640 by 480, 800 by 600, 1024 by 768. Now, I don't know how it is on everyone's computer, but for this, do not click it. On my HP, it gets annoying and it blocks out everything in the toolbar down here. On this computer, it crashes it. So I would avoid this. What I would do is I would click 800 by 600, and what this is if you can do math, it's a 4 by 3 box, and that never looks very good. It looks like this. So what I do is I come back down to Display, click Display Width, and what I did is I looked up the math for it, and it's something like 1024 for the width, and it makes it a 16 by 9. Now, you can't make it any bigger, you can't stretch it aside, you can't do the full screen. That's basically what it does. So you're just going to have to accept it like this. No big deal. So you're going to click Control N, like new, and you're going to find your song. Go to your Rocksmith custom folder, and then find Boris the Spider folder, and then open the song. Make sure it's an MP3, so I know FLACs are better, OGs are good, but it needs to be an MP3. It won't even read a WAV file. Now what it's going to do is, when you said like the artist and the song, what it basically does is the artist is going to come in front and the song's going to come next to it. And that's what it's going to do. It's going to create a folder. So you click OK, and you need to figure out what the song is. Like what's the kilobyte ratio of the song? I believe it was 128 kilobytes. And come down here, click it, pull up this little thing, whatever, you pull it up, and it's actually 320. So for the OGG settings, it doesn't work with 320, so you're going to have to set it down to 256. But this is very important to know, because if it's 128 kilobytes down here, you're not going to want to put it on 256 kilobytes, because if you know anything about like logic, little math, and file sizes, you know for a fact that it's just going to make it extra space. That's not going to make it better. It's like making a picture and saving it as like 800 by 600, and then you try to save it again as like 1200 by 1000 or whatever. It's not going to look any better. It's just going to look more pixely. Kind of same concept. It's not like it's going to make it more staticky, but it's just not going to do anything, and it's going to make the file bigger. So make sure you have the right file size. So for us, we're going to do 256 kilobytes. So it's going to take a minute or two, and it's going to use LAME and an OGG encoder to convert it between MP3 to an OGG file. I'm going to say this entire process is ridiculous. I wish I knew how to like make these programs, but I don't. Because, I mean, they need to be simplified, because you need an MP3, and it converts it to an OGG in here while you're using it. And then when you're done, it saves it as a wave. And then you take that wave and you go to WISE, and you save that as a .wem. So you have to save it as 4 different types of music things. Like, it's kind of fucking bullshit. Like, why can't I just go from like one to the other? I don't know. Like, I understand the WEM, but I don't understand the other 3. But it's just how it is. So it comes up, and yours might say like part guitar when you first start up. Part guitar. This shit is for like Guitar Hero and Rock Band. With the exception of part vocals, you're never going to use anything just the straight up part. You need the part reel. Now, a lot of times you're going to be in the part reel guitar. What I always do is I always go to part reel guitar, but right now we're going to go to part reel bass, because this is like a bass focused song. It starts off with bass, so you're going to want to do bass first. I will say though, it says part reel drums. You can't use that because drums aren't supported. So what I remember reading, I've never done this specifically, but I remember reading is that there's part reel guitar 2/2. That's rhythm, or that's lead and rhythm, or vice versa, whatever you prefer. It doesn't really matter at this stage. But you can do part reel bass, and you can make that a third guitar while you make this a second guitar. I've never done it because I know in the game there's 3 switches for like rhythm, lead, and bass, so I don't really know, to be honest. But that's what Rocksmith Customs.wiki or something said. So I'm going to go by that. So we're going to start off in part real bass. Again, you're going to need to come down here real quick to preferences, or you can press F11 and pause the video real quick, but you're going to need to make this. You're going to need to make sure all your settings look like this. Most important are piano roll and Rocksmith. Piano roll is this look right here. Makes it look nice, and Rocksmith is because it's going to make the colors and the notes. In Rocksmith, it's going to have string names instead of like color buttons. So make sure it looks like that. Click OK. And the first thing you want to do is you want to press F5 or function F5 so you can see the waveform. This is how you know. And like you see how like it spikes right here for every, like at the beginning of every beat. That's how you know where the beat is. And you're going to sync these up to it. Right now we're not going to worry about that. We're going to come over to File and we're going to go to Guitar Pro Import. And you're going to need to find it. So you need to back out of Editor on Fire and come down to Boris the Spider and open it up. And click Yes. Click Yes. Click Import. Click Done. Boom. Now you're going to find out where it starts. So what you need to do is you need to move the entire thing over where it starts. These should I believe be snapped on. I forgot if I had to actually change that or not. So for you guys, if you move this and these don't follow it, message me and I'll like try to like help you out with it. But I should just automatically do it. So you want to do it to the very first beat. Now what you do is you press C on your keyboard, and like you can see down here, it turns on the claps. If you press M, it turns on the metronome. I don't like the metronome because it's just annoying. The claps, basically every time you hit a note, it makes a clap sound. The metronome just constantly makes a noise at a certain beat. I'm not a big fan of that. So we're gonna come up here. I'm gonna go to estimate BPM, and it's gonna estimate the tempo as it says up here. It's gonna be about like 20 seconds to a minute, depending on how long the song is. And it says the estimated tempo is 97.62, etc. BPM. All right. Click Yep. No problem. Now, actually, shit. Hold on. Was there an adjust note button? Because I didn't adjust the notes, because the notes should adjust with it. I guess there isn't. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Fuck. So, click Control A, delete it. It's my bad. Come back up here and do Guitar Pro Import, and then back the fuck up. This kind of annoys me sometimes. Click Boris the Spider. Boom. Click Yes. Click Yes. Import. Done. Alright. So now it's perfectly linked up on it, which is what you want. And now you're going to listen. So. I forgot I need claps on. So as you can see, it totally works. However, the estimate tempo is actually very good with modern songs, and I've used it a lot on songs that are made in the last 10 years, and they work just fine. But one thing you're going to need to realize is that modern songs have like these algorithms where they can make it like perfect, they can sync it up, all that crap. Back in the day, pretty much the 80s and before, they played normal. Now, it's off in a mathematical sense, which is kind of what you're doing here. You're making it mathematical. You're like, it has to be like precise on the dot. But to the human ear, it sounds like everything's on beat. That's why it's off. So you're going to need to do a lot of adjusting on the tempo, and you're going to be dragging these little markers around. So we're going to listen around for it, and we're going to try to see if it sounds right. So the claps are on, they're going to help us. Also, these spikes help us too, because as you can see, they're too far before the spike. They should be like right on the spike. So we're going to need to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag it forward, and now it's more accurate. And what it did was it made this tempo 97.62 BPM, while this one is 96.44. Now, each node is not a specified BPM, but these BPMs are so close together that for like, 10, 12 notes, you're not going to notice how much of a difference. And so as long as you edit every so often, it should be playable, no problem. So that's just something that you need to like pay attention to. It sounds about right. And now these look up to beat, or now it's a little too far after, so what we're going to do is we're going to come up to where it starts the verse, and we're going to move it back. So, back that up. So,
up my wall, black and hairy, very small. Now he's up above my head, hanging by a little thread.
Alright, see, that's where I noticed it right there. So, finally hit, so we're going to go to...
Boris the Spider.
Alright, and then you move forward just a little bit, so you get more in sync.
Boris the Spider. Boris the Spider. Now he's dropped onto the floor, heading for the bedroom door. Maybe.
Alright, now I need to move this back because it starts...
Maybe he's as scared as me. Where's he gone now? I can't see.
So then you move this back.
Boris the Spider. Boris the Spider.
Now what you're going to notice is right around here, this is where it's going to matter, because you can see the spike. It's too far after the spike, so you're going to push this forward, and boom. It's going to make that smaller. But of course it backed this one up, so you're going to have to push this one forward. So...
There he is, wrapped in the ball.
Back up.
Doesn't seem to move at all. But perhaps he's dead, I'll just make sure. Pick this book up off the floor. Boris the Spider. Boris the Spider.
I'm going to make that one. Move this shit forward. And then... And I believe you should push this one back.
He's come to a sticky end.
And you just...
Think he will ever mend. Never more will he crawl round.
Keep moving it.
Boris the Spider. Boris the Spider.
It's pretty basic. So, click this 3. I want to extend it out some. Boom. Oh yeah, and to do that you press the right bracket, end bracket, the one above the inner, and it's like the one next to the straight up vertical line with the forward slash. Sure. Okay. So yeah, it's the one on the right, the bracket on the right. Now there's some moments I've noticed, and there's actually only one that kind of irritates me. So we're gonna come down, and this is it. This is a couple times throughout the song. Click the 2, press the down arrow, boom. Now press F, and come here, back it up 3, boom. Because when you listen to it, it doesn't like slide down and then hit the 3s. It just goes from 3 to the 3 above it or below it or whatever. And that's the only thing I noticed throughout the song that kind of I didn't think seemed right. So we're gonna add those. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them throughout the song. Here's another one. Boom, boom. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And then come down, press F. 3, click OK. And that's it. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the bass. So next tutorial will teach you guys the guitar part of it. So yeah, if you guys just want to go ahead, you could probably figure out the guitar part, but I will do the tutorial anyway. So yeah, stay tuned.